Hello, and welcome to Retirement Ain't Easy and a vinyl video. For this video, I'm going to answer 20 questions for the 2023 vinyl tag. I know I'm a couple of months behind on this, but I just found these questions on Racer Records site, watched this video, so I thought I'd give myself a try at this. What's your favorite record you purchased in 2023? I actually bought 19 albums vinyl in 2023. So this was pretty tough, but my favorite record I purchased in 2023, and I could listen to this all the time really, is Jesus Christ Superstar. And that, I know that's kind of probably a weird choice, but I could literally put this album on and listen to it and sing along to it and spend the hour and a half, whatever it is, listening to it. I listen to it in my car as well on a drive or something. So that's what I bought. I actually bought this in 2023. So question number 2, last record you bought in 2023, and I had to go back and look at some receipts and emails and stuff, and the last record I bought, I think was from Rock Merchandising Online, was Black Oak, Arkansas' X-Rated. It's a red vinyl issue too as well. So this is, I like Black Oak, Arkansas. I've had the Live Mother album for ages, since I was a teenager. So I've gone back and started buying some of the older Black Oak stuff. Question number 3. A band or singer who released 2 or more albums in the same year. Now I'm assuming this is any year across the decades here. And of course, Kiss was notorious for doing this, releasing 2 albums a year. Just as an example, they released in 1974. They released their first album, Kiss, and then quickly came back and released Hotter Than Hell, and that was 74. Then 75, they came back and released Dressed to Kill, and then Alive. And so they always were doing that. I think Destroyer came out in 76, and then almost immediately, a few months later, Rock and Roll Over comes out. So that was their motive. Anyway, I guess the winner of this 2 or more albums would be the Kiss solo albums, that all 4 came out in 1978 at the same time. So question number 4, if you could only listen to music from one decade, which decade would you choose? For me, it's the 70s. And then I graduated from high school 79, so all my music's from that era. All the songs I play today on guitar from that era: Montrose, Nugent, Thin Lizzy, Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Rush. You can't go wrong with the 70s. Question number 5. Show a record by a band or singer from Manchester. Now I believe it's Manchester because the original question owner of this is from the UK, I believe. I don't recall the name, but I had to Google to figure it out, and correct me if I'm wrong, but according to Google anyway, Billy Thorpe is from Manchester. And I have had this Billy Thorpe album, a long time. Since it first came out in 1979, I bought this because I remember hearing it on the radio, the Children of the Sun song. So, Billy Thorpe. Question number 6. Which band or singer did you listen to the most in 2023? Probably Kiss. I would probably say Kiss. But also, I have one other band that I will pull out an album and listen to quite a lot, and that is the Tubes. Again, the Tubes are one of those bands I learned about in Cream magazine many years ago in the 70s. So I actually went out and bought this album. This isn't the original one that I bought. I actually found this one at Half Price Records, I believe, or something like that. Number 7, show 7 7-inch records or 45s that I have. So first one, Gimme Dat Ding, D-A-T-D-I-N-G, by the Pipkins. And the reason I pulled this one, this is the first 45 RPM that I can remember owning. And I remember sitting with my aunt listening to this song over and over and over on the record player and writing the words down. She was helping me write the words down. So so I could get them to get. I did this a lot with albums. I would write the words down so I know the lyrics and sing along. Next, Cozy Powell, Dance with the Devil. If you've never heard this is pretty awesome. The Dance with the Devil side is pretty much drums and I guess you'd say a bass, maybe? Yeah, it's probably a bass. Before you had Royal Blood, there was Cozy Powell and Dance with the Devil. Next, Ricky Lee Jones, Chuck E's In Love. Well, obviously my name's Chuck, and I believe I bought this, but you know, somebody might have bought this for me, but no, I pulled that. I love Ricky Lee. I love Ricky Lee Jones as well, and I have her albums, her CD. Definitely have her CDs. Okay, next. This one is called Heyoka. The band is Heyoka, and the 45 is Disco Sucks. And I believe this is on Discogs, actually. I bought this from them when they were touring. This is a band from San Antonio, Texas. They used to tour up and down I-35, which if you're familiar with Texas, there's a highway, I-35, that runs from San Antonio through Austin, through Waco, all the way up here to Dallas. And most of the bands back in those days would just go up and down I-35, hitting all the bars on each of those cities, and that was kind of like a circuit for local bands. So Heyoka actually would come through Killeen, which is halfway between Waco and Austin, where Fort Hood is, and they would play at a bar called Crazy Horse Saloon. And I bought this one day. They actually had a deal where if you brought a disco album, you got in free. And I think, I can't remember who did it in one of the stadiums that turned into chaos, but they kind of did the same thing in the parking lot of the Crazy Horse Saloon. They piled up all these disco albums and they demolished them, and you got in free to see them. But these guys were way ahead of their time as far as being a bar band that put on a show. I could talk a while about these guys. They had a laser light show, believe it or not, for a little bitty bar band, and they would have a smoke screen, dry ice screen, come down, engulf the front of the stage, so you really couldn't see the band. And then they had a laser shoot onto that smoke screen and do all kinds of designs, and it was pretty mesmerizing. Some of their songs were prog related, but then they do covers. This one has The Quest on one side, and then Disco Sucks, which is more like a disco sucks, you know what I'm saying here. But they would do a lot of other songs from Judas Priest. They did a bunch of Jethro Tull because the lead singer, who could hit Rob Halford level singing, could play the flute like Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull. So these guys were awesome. And I liked them, I loved them, because the band I was in at the time, opened for them. They had us come and open for them for one night out there at Crazy Horse Saloon. And these guys were so nice that they went through their set list and compared our set list to their set list, and they pulled all the songs that they were doing, that we were doing together. They would pull them out of their set list and not do them, even though they probably did them 100 times better than we did. So they were great guys to party with, hang out with, listen to. Heyoka. Cherish this 45. Grand Funk. I'm a big Grand Funk fan. Grand Funk Railroad, Shining On, from the album Shining On, and Mr. Pretty Boy on the other side. This is a weird one, but I'm a Cheech and Chong fan too. I grew up on Cheech and Chong. Wedding Album's my favorite Cheech and Chong album. And this is called Bloat On by the Bloaters. Obviously Cheech and Chong. And finally, number 7, Tony Basil. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. I like this song. I just like it. And I got the 45. I've had the 45 for forever. And the band I was in here in Dallas called Retroplex, we did this song. Love to do it. Big crowd pleaser. People got up, jumping up and down, clapping and everything, and singing along. So, great song. Tony Basil. Mickey. Question number 8. Who's coming to your party? Choose 4 music-related people to come to an imaginary dinner party past or present, who would you invite? Well, Elvis. I love Elvis. This comes from my mom and my dad. They both love Elvis. My mom still loves Elvis. Gene Simmons. A lot of people don't like Gene Simmons, but I think he's a highly intelligent guy. His songs that he writes are, they're okay. I'd just like to have him sit there and talk about business and in the music business and things like that. I'd love to have that. Jimi Hendrix, of course. And then finally Ted Nugent, which is another controversial figure, but hey, I just realized I wore the Ted Nugent t-shirt. Uncle Ted lives here in Texas, but I'd love to have Ted Nugent does talk. He's a great guy to talk to. Number 9, we lost him. Choose one musician who passed away in 2023. Well, this was pretty easy. We lost a guitar god, Jeff Beck. Great album. I spent a whole summer one year listening to the 8-track. Anyway, I had the 8-track as well. I spent a summer 1979, I think. Summer 79, working down at a place called Mo Ranch in the hill country here in Texas. And this is what I listened to on 8-track. Quite a lot. So, rest in peace, Jeff Beck. Number 10, imagine you could listen to music from one country. Which country would it choose? USA. Yeah, you got the Beatles and all that, but you got Kiss, Aerosmith, Ramones, Tubes. This was a really hard question though, because I'm a Zepp fan, Rush. I mean, come on. Name 3 vinyl community channels you discovered in 2023. Well, the North Texas Vinyl, NTX Vinyl, was one that I discovered. And then channel 33 RPM, Frank's channel. Great channel, go check it out. And then that's all I can remember from 2023, because I wasn't really into the YouTube vinyl community at the time. So in 2024, recently in this first couple of months here, I've discovered Racer Records is another one, and there's quite a number of other vinyl guys now that I follow. Number 12, show a record you bought when you were a teenager. Well, there's a lot of them, but I want to pull one that maybe not too many people have seen before or heard about. Jimmy Castor. But, of course, I actually had this on 8-track as well. From this came out in 1974. But this has the Bertha Butt Boogie. Never heard Bertha Butt Boogie? Go listen to it. Number 13, this Run 'em On, show a funk or soul record. Well, I have a few. I was going to pull the Commodores, James Brown, of course, but I just decided to pull Parliament. I have a bunch of Parliament. I like Parliament. It's funkalicious. Bootsy's the best. You can't tell I'm a closet funk guy. Okay, next up. Number 14, rolling along, show a record you think everyone has, then show a record you think nobody has. Well, I think Racer Records covered this one pretty well, and based on sales. You can look at album sales and you can say, I think everybody has this. I don't know how or why they do, but this is pretty well sold album out there. Maybe it's because you buy it originally, then you buy the CD. Then you sell your original one in a garage sale, like stupid people do, and then you can go and buy a reissue. Maybe that's why so many are sold. And then show a record you don't think anybody has. I didn't think anybody would have this, but then I just went on Discogs before recording this video, and it turns out there are people who have this. So I'm surprised, but it's The Offenders, We Must Rebel, and this was released in 1983. And the reason I have it is because I know 2 of the guys that were in this band at the time. They were playing the local scene with us as well, but they were writing their own stuff, right? And this is punk. This is a punk record. But I knew and maybe I'll say their names. Maybe if they're watching, who knows? Pat Doyle, hung out with Pat Doyle, and Mikey Donaldson, bass player Michael Donaldson. Pat Doyle played drums. The other two guys, I didn't really know them. I had seen them. Anthony Johnson on guitar and JJ on vocals. I knew who they were, but the other two, Mikey and Pat, especially Pat, hung out a lot with us, and we hung out with them. So I was surprised that this is in Discogs, because I really thought this was a one-off. You know, these guys went and got it done locally, because it was Radical Records Texas division, Austin, Texas. So there you go. If you have this, comment. I'd like to know. The offenders, we must rebel. We thought it was so cool. These guys had their own album out. They were gods. Number 15, She's Great, a record by a female artist you bought in 2023. Well, I didn't buy a whole lot of female-related albums, I'm sorry to say. So I didn't really buy this one. I got two here. I didn't really buy this one. I kind of inherited this. I went through my dad's records the last time I was home, I think Thanksgiving, and pulled out the records that I still like, because he had a lot of big band, marching band, stuff like that, and I already pulled some of the albums and brought them home, but I had missed this one, Brenda Lee. So this is one that I inherited in 2023. Didn't buy it, inherited it. But I did buy, in 2023, I did buy the Linda Lindas. And I love these guys. These are great songs. They really are. If you haven't heard of Linda Lindas, check them out on YouTube. That's really the one I bought, the only female-related album that I bought. Number 15, the favorite video you posted on your channel in 2023 and the favorite video you watched on video channel in 2023. Well, my channel did not exist in 2023. Retirement Ain't Easy did not exist. This channel started January 1st, 2024, so I can't really say I had any videos there, but I did film a video on December 30th, which was my last day of work video. So if you haven't seen that, go see that, check it out. Number 17, show me a record you describe as a 90s classic. I don't have a whole lot of 90s vinyl. I have a whole lot of 90s CDs, I really do. But, you know, in the 90s, vinyl was gone pretty much. So everything was CDs. Vinyl was gone to, relegated to half-price record stores and garage sales, unfortunately. But if I had to describe a record that's a 90s classic, you know, I've already talked about this, Kiss Revenge, but this was in the 90s. This is the best Kiss non-makeup album as well. Number 18, if I could walk into the cover, look through your collection and choose a record cover you'd like to be a part of. Well, there's a bunch that I was looking at. Just all kinds of, I mean, any live album, you can step on stage like with Kiss, and boom, right there, you're there. But I got to thinking, and I looked around, and I was going through it, and I thought it would be really cool to step into this album cover and hang out with these girls. I had a crush, I have a crush on Ann Wilson. Not so much Nancy. I never really, it was always Ann for me. But this would be a cool cover to step into, right? Little Queen, Heart's a Little Queen. They're gypsies, they're hanging out, probably drinking. Number 19, it's like a greatest hits. Show a record you're so familiar with that it feels like a greatest hits. Well, for a Kiss fan, if you're a Kiss fan, you know what I'm going to pull up. No, not the double platinum deal. Kiss Alive. Every song on here they've been playing forever. Practically every time you go see them, they do this album plus other stuff. So, finally, number 20. Show me an album that was released in 1974. Well, I showed you the two Kiss albums, Kiss and Hotter Than Hell. Those were 1974. And so I went, let me find something else. And this is another. I love this album. I could listen to this one a lot, actually. It's my favorite. Grandpa, All the Girls in the World Beware. This is a great album. It's got Bad Time on it, and of course Some Kind of Wonderful. I love Look at Granny Run Run, All the Girls in the World Beware. I still have the poster in here too. So, great album. Okay, so that's my 20. Answering the 20 questions. If you want to do these, have at it. This is for 2023. So this is a 2023 vinyl tag. Answering questions related to 2023. Come back in January and I'll be doing one for 2024. All right? So I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe, like the video. Take care.